In the first video, we used gait analysis to help me pick out a new pair of running shoes. In this video, what I mean when I say gait analysis is running form. Before we get super into that, let's hear from Jarlo Lano again.
One of the most controversial things about gait analysis is when people say they can look at it and correct your running form or change your running style. And that's rough. To me, yeah, maybe, but say you're a massive heel striker, right? And this person who's doing your gait analysis is like, oh, that's the worst thing in the world. We got to change you to a mid-foot, forefoot striker, right? If you've been putting in the miles and you've been doing years at a certain running style, say heel striking, and you change, you're gonna get messed up.
So the thing that I appreciated most that Jarlo said here is to treat some of these ideas about changing your gait with a certain amount of skepticism and to go into it really slowly. The reason why I picked up Born to Run 2 is because I was having a lot of problems with how I was running. I would finish runs and I would have loads of injuries. And since I've switched to a mid-foot strike, I've had a lot less pain and I've had a lot less injuries. I'm still having some IT band issues coming up, which I'm going to get checked out by a physical therapist. But changing your gait might be worth questioning if you've been running as a heel striker and you haven't had any issues. I mean, just look at the variations in form from some of these marathon runners.
Look at me go, look at me go. Wee. Wee.
You're gonna get messed up unless you really drop your volume, right, and your mileage. And if you do that, then there's a whole host of things that happen when you totally drop your stuff, right? And that, so there's that. But then it goes back to what I was saying, you change it, but then did you change it in a way where you're not also addressing like building up your capacity for that?
Doing something like this, if you decide that it's right for you, is going to take a lot of time. And that's something that I'm proud to say that I've done right. So even though I'm a noob when it comes to this whole ultramarathon training process, I've been retraining my gait for about the last 2 or 3 years, or a lifetime ago, or whenever the pandemic started and all the gyms were closed. At that time, I knew that I needed an athletic endeavor to work for and keep me fit. And so I decided that I was going to improve my mile time. And as a part of that process, I included exercises in my warm-ups that would retrain my gait. I got those exercises from the Mark's Daily Apple YouTube page, and I started working on my mid-foot, forefoot strike. So I've been trying to work on that skill for the last 3 years or so. And now, using Born to Run 2, I've been honing that even more. So it's taken me quite a long time. In Born to Run 1, Christopher McDougall suggests 3 things. 1, that we are born to run long distances. 2, that we are born to run barefoot, or in brackets, with minimal shoes. And 3, that the secret to running long distances is form and pacing. And in this case, pacing means 180 beats per minute, or 90 beats per foot strike. Form means a knee drive up instead of the heels kicking back, and a springy forefoot strike where the heel just kisses the ground. Like I said, I've been using the exercises and the training program in Born to Run 2 in order to fully embrace these ideas from Born to Run 1, and I just want to go through one of my favorite exercises from Born to Run 2 that has really helped me to retrain my gait, and also show you some of the other exercises covered in the book. With these next 3 exercises, I've pulled the movement cues directly from the book, and I've added a couple little hints that have helped me. First, face away from a wall and find a song that's 90 beats per minute. They suggest Rock Lobster from the B-52s, but if that's not your cup of tea, you can do a simple search on YouTube or Spotify and find a 90 BPM playlist. I personally like the 90 BPM hip hop playlist by Holly Fitness, which you can find on Spotify. Right, so once your back is against the wall and you have your music going, you'll run in place and try to focus on these specific form components. First, run to the beat in order to build tempo at or around 180 beats per minute or 90 beats per foot. 2, drive your knee up instead of kicking the foot back. And 3, you want a 4-foot strike where the forefoot hits naturally and the heel just kisses the ground. This next exercise is called leg stiffeners. As the title suggests, you'll want to keep your legs stiff. Leg stiffness doesn't mean muscle tightness or reduced range of motion. Instead, it's about creating a stiff base so the muscles and tendons can recoil as quickly as a bowstring. That's specifically from the book. With this exercise, barefoot is best, and you're aiming to get off the ground quickly with short, popping bounces. You're not aiming for height. Hop quickly up and down, jumping from your ankles with as little knee flex as possible. You want to think mosh pit. After that, you can add variety. Jump side to side, front and back, and then perform the exercise on one foot. The next one is the foot core, which consists of 3 parts to the same exercise. First, you start off with a one-leg barefoot balance. You'll balance on one foot on the forefoot. You want the heel a little elevated so you feel nice and strong at the arch. You can use a wall or chair or another human being to help you stabilize when needed. P.S. This next part is not from the book. As you can see here, I'm touching my nose with alternating hands, which you can do if you're getting skilled at the single foot balance and you want to challenge yourself even further. The next part of this exercise is the side lift. You'll balance barefoot on one foot, using a wall or chair or partner to help you stabilize if you need it. Keep one leg straight and raise the opposite leg sideways. You can think of it like a pair of scissors opening. Raise your opposite leg only as high as you can while maintaining level hips, and then go back to the start position. The next part of this exercise is the knee lift. Now lift the opposite knee in front of you as high as you can, then go back down to the start position. Keep your movements slow and controlled. These videos are definitely not exhaustive. They include way more exercises in the book. These are just the ones that I've found particularly helpful that I wanted to show you. As I also mentioned, they include a 90-day running program to help you retrain your gait, which I found super helpful, and I incorporated that program at the very start of my ultra running program.
I have been doing primarily a 4-foot strike when I run, but on the longer runs that I've been doing in the double digits, occasionally I'll commit the cardinal sin and switch to a heel strike, which has actually been really helpful because it just gives me a chance to reset, and I feel like having the flexibility of those options are helpful, or at least they're working well for me. The coolest thing by far about retraining my gait, following the training program and doing the exercises is that I have not sprained my ankles at all. I haven't even rolled them, and I don't have shin splints, which is insane for me. So yeah, that's all. And if you enjoyed this video, just come back and watch the next one. If you want to be reminded that I've released it, you can just press subscribe.
Oh yeah.